Hello class, this is Professor Stepp, and you are watching the introduction video to Texas Government Online. So I usually make these introduction videos so that if you are a new student or you're unfamiliar with taking an online class, you have some basic info to get you started. So, first thing, how do you get to the actual class? Well, on Google, type in epcc.edu, and that will bring you here, the screen you're seeing right now. Then you click on Menu, then you click on My EPCC, and so for me, because I'm already logged in and I've got the cookie saved on my computer, it automatically logged me in. But for you, it might ask you to log in. If you're unsure about what your username or password is that should have been provided to you, that's not something you get from me. I don't know your password or anything like that, but the login page that will show up will have a phone number you can call where you can get that information. So just be aware of that. If you're unable to log in because you don't know your username or password or it doesn't work, there will be a screen underneath the sign-on button that will have the helpline. So make sure you call that number and get that sorted out. I can try and help you as well, but like I said, I don't have access to at least your password. I can find out your username, but not your password. Okay, so with that being said, we're on My EPCC. This is where you will find most tools that will be useful to you. So I'm not going to go through everything, but I do want to go and talk about My Apps. So if you click on My Apps on the left-hand side here, EPCC pays for you to have access to all Microsoft programs. So this is Word, PowerPoint, Excel, so on and so forth. You have access to it for free while you are a student in EPCC, and you don't need to use the online app if you don't want to. You can download the programs to your computer if you wish. Okay, and so if you have any questions about that, of course, send me a course message, and I will help you. Okay, so let's go back to My EPCC. Next, I do want to point out that you have an EPCC email address. Now, in this class, we're not going to be really using it too much, but you should be checking that email address. If financial aid needs to reach you, well, they're going to use that EPCC email address, not your personal email address. As well as, various announcements for the college, maybe other classes will use this EPC email, but you should be checking on it. So just be aware that it does exist. Next, let's get into Blackboard. So Blackboard is called an LMS. What is that? Well, it's Learning Management Software. So all that means is it's where our class will be conducted since this is an online class. Once you click on Blackboard, it might ask you to log in. It'll be the same username and password that you used to log on to My EPCC. And sorry about that. That's my phone going off there. Okay, so you're on Blackboard. You want to click on Courses. Now, when you are actually able to log on to Blackboard and see your courses, it will just automatically have all the classes here. But since this is before the semester has started, I'm going to click on Upcoming Courses. And you can see here I have quite a few classes that I teach. For this class, it is 10794, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And we are on the course homepage. So, a couple of things. You can buy the textbook by clicking on this link here and putting in the class information. You also have access to the syllabus, so you should read that thoroughly. We'll look at it somewhat in a minute here, but you're responsible for reading through the whole thing. You do not have to do this presentation assignment, so I'm going to hide it. Virtual office hours, this is where you can reach me if you want to have a video call, or you can call me. My cell phone number is provided in the syllabus, and I'll just say it right now, in case you need it. 915-490-4722. Send me a text before you call, just so that I know you're not trying to sell me a home warranty or something like that. A spam call. Next here, there is a link describing how to register for Vantage. In this class, we will be using Sage Vantage. So, it's important to note that you have to get the textbook through the bookstore. There's no other, any other way that you're going to buy it is going to be more expensive, a lot more expensive, and it is probably not going to be the correct edition. So make sure to buy it through the bookstore. So Via Verde has a bookstore. You can purchase it online and have it shipped to you. Now, you're not going to actually get a textbook. What you're going to get is an access code. And so you can look at the instructions on what to do with that access code by clicking on this PDF right here, and it will describe the step-by-step process. There's also Sage Help. That's the name of our textbook publisher. They can help you somewhat as well, and there are student tutorial videos just in case maybe you're not too good with computers and you want to get some extra tutoring when it comes to using the program Vantage. This link will provide you with tutorial videos. Okay, before we get to the syllabus, I also want to show you here assignments. And actually, for the moment, what I'm going to do is enter student preview mode so it looks exactly how it will look to you. And it takes a second to load. And there we go. This is exactly how it will look on your screen. So it's very minimalist. Hopefully it's very clear. Obviously you want to start here in the Start Here folder. That's what we were just looking at, the syllabus and so on. But all of your assignments will be located in the Assignments folder, as well as chapter resources. So I organized this by chapter. You have the PowerPoint. You have a couple of videos here. You also have flashcards. That is just for you to use to study. It's not an assignment. You have a link to the ebook here, and you will be using this ebook. You have the first discussion assignment, and you have your first quiz. So notice here that the first due date is 9/11/2023, and I did that just so you have plenty of time to get the book, to get caught up. Now, let's say you don't have the money to purchase the book on day one. Well, you can sign up for a free 2-week account. So make sure that you're using your EPCC email address to sign up for that account. And then, of course, you purchase the access code so that you can have access after the 2 weeks are up. But not only did I set the due date later, just leaving plenty of room to figure out any technical issues, but also in case you are registering late to this class. Okay, so just a real standard situation. Usually you won't have quite this amount of time to work on your assignments, but the standard after the first couple weeks is going to be 11 days. So it's 11 days from the time that the chapter folder opens to the time where the assignments are due. Okay, and you can also check here the calendar and click on due dates, and right now it's not showing it because we haven't started the class, but it would show there. Okay, so besides the calendar, don't really use announcements or discussions. Stay away from discussions. We have that as an assignment, but they are in the chapter folder. Don't click on this one. It is basically a junkyard of discussion prompts. Okay, also you have access to the gradebook. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that real quick. Show you. The gradebook here it will have all of your assignments. Now, initially, a lot of assignments are hidden so as not to confuse you, but as the assignments become available for you to do, they will show up here and they will have a grade. Most assignments will be graded pretty quickly. The only exception to that is the discussions can take about a week to maximum 2 weeks to grade. And I say that because it's not just this class that I have these discussions for, right? I have 7 classes with about 30 students in each. So, I mean, that's quite a lot of students, right? And so that can take me a little bit of time, but once again, it won't be over 2 weeks, and it'll usually be either a few days to a week. Okay. Next, course messages. So this is our primary way of communication. You can send me a course message by clicking on New Message, selecting who you want, so all instructors, or you can click James Stepp, whichever one, or if you want to send a message to a student, you can do that, but probably you're just going to be sending me course messages. Then you type in your message, and then it's a little hard for you to see because it's cut off, but I'll right down here is sent. So we will be using this system in order to communicate. You always have the option of calling me or showing up during my office hours, whether it be in person or virtually, but this is the quickest way to reach me besides my cell phone. So I prefer if you use this primarily. Okay, so let's go back to content. In content, let's look at the syllabus. So let's look at part 1 here. Part 1 of the syllabus, you are responsible for fully knowing. Part 2, I'm not going to really cover, but that's the same for every class. You should look at that one as well. But part 1 really has the juicy bits, right? The really important information about the class. Okay, so here you see my office phone number, my cell phone number, my email, but as we talked about, we don't want to really use that too much. We want to use the course messages. We have office hours. You can read that. We have the textbook. Like I said, you need to buy the textbook through the bookstore, the EPCC bookstore. Don't buy it anywhere else. It'll be more expensive anywhere else you go. Let's see here. Then we have 2 tests. So the midterm, the final, quizzes, and chapter discussions. So every week, well, actually I shouldn't say every week, every chapter, which usually comes out to a chapter a week, you will have a quiz, and you won't always have a chapter discussion, but you will frequently have them. So for about half the chapters, there's a chapter discussion. Make sure that for the chapter discussion that you post twice. One post should be addressing the prompt, and the next post should be a reply to a fellow student. Both posts should be at least a paragraph in length. They could be more, depending on how many questions are included in the prompt and how long it takes you to explain. Okay, so moving down here, just to give you a basic idea of how the average week will work. So every Friday a new chapter will become available. That chapter will have assignments and of course the reading that you have to do through the ebook. So you will have that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday at midnight. So 11 days to complete that from the time that it becomes available to the time that it is due. So what that means is I don't really do a lot of makeup work. If something happened that you are out of commission for 11 days, yeah, of course, I'll work with you on that. But otherwise, you have 11 days. So there really should not be too many excuses that would justify basically missing 11 days of class. So keep that in mind. Okay, time management. Make sure that you're not working on these assignments last minute. You have 11 days. Don't wait until the 11th day to start. That's not an excuse. Even having a technical issue at the 11th day on the 11th hour is not really fully an excuse. I might give a little leeway once, but if it becomes a habit, then that could be a problem when it comes to your grade, right? Because that'll be zeros, and you don't want that. Okay, so let's see here. Every chapter will have videos. Some are made by me, some are made by the author, or ones that I found online that I like, that help students understand the material. Be aware that I consider the use of AI or chatbots as cheating, especially for the discussion assignments. So just stay away from them. They're giving us tools now to analyze students' writings and so on to see if it's been written by an AI, and let's just not have that as an issue. So stay away from chatbots and AI. Okay, so there's the disability statement here. You can see where you can go, both their phone number and the room number at the Northwest campus, where you can, if you have a disability, you can go there and provide documentation, and they will let me know how I can best help you. You don't need to let me know what your disability is, you just need to talk to them. And they will then send instructions to me on how I can help you. Now, you should probably touch base with me and be like, okay, I went to the Students with Disabilities Center, they gave me time and a half for tests. Have they communicated that to you, just so that I can make sure that that I get that documentation and that you get that accommodation? But no problem. I'm of course willing to do any accommodation that the Students with Disabilities office directs me to. Okay, so we don't. You read through all this, but we're not going to go through all of it here. Be aware that anything that is included in the syllabus you're responsible for knowing. If you don't read the syllabus, that's not considered an excuse. There's a Blackboard help desk number. I would advise putting this into your cell phone. So if there's a problem with Blackboard, you can call that number. I think it's 24/7, but at the very least, you should be able to reach them within those 11 days and get that worked out and fixed. There are some things I can help you with, but I don't have administrator access on Blackboard, so be aware of that. Then we have here a schedule of assignments and the academic calendar. Okay, so that's just there for your benefit, to make life a little easier. Okay, so let's see here. We're about finished with the main aspects of the course. Please let me know if you have any questions. There's a variety of ways you can reach me. My cell phone. You can reach me through Blackboard course messages. You can come to my office hours either in person or virtually. If you do decide to come to my office hours, make sure that you verify that I'm actually going to be there. I will be there vast majority of the time, but sometimes there's a meeting that pops up. And if you send me an email and I know you're coming, I can let you know if I'm not going to be able to be there. But that's not usually a problem. It's just a just-in-case kind of situation. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions, and please look through that syllabus and make sure that if you have any issues, that you let me know. Okay, have a great day. Bye.